Here's how you can very quickly set up some tooltips for your game without getting too complicated. Just hover over a game object and display a message. Simple as that. I have here a demo scene. This is from a free 2D platformer package. It's pretty popular, so you've probably seen this around before. But it doesn't matter what you're using. Whether you're in the middle of a project or you just started a fresh one, it's all going to work out the same in the end, and it doesn't really matter if you're using 2D or 3D as well. So with that said, let's actually add our first thing into our scene, which is going to be our panel. So let's right click on the hierarchy and go down to UI, and we'll select panel. And when we add the panel to the scene, it actually generates a canvas to go with it. So let's actually click on that first. In the inspector, one of the components is the canvas scaler, and we want to set UI scale mode from constant pixel size to scale with screen size. And then for the resolution, I'm just going to type in 1920 by 1080 for HD, which is what I'm going to be using. We can then click back on our panel, and the first thing I'll do is rename this to Tooltip box, because this is going to be like the background for our tooltip text. At this point, the only thing I'm going to do is select the color, and we'll set the opacity to like 100%, and maybe I'll just make it black for now. In the inspector, you'll notice by default it has a rect transform. Let's go ahead and select the anchor preset box on the top left, and we'll open that up, and I'm just going to select the bottom left option. And after we do that, you'll notice that width and height appear. So let's go ahead and set this to something like 300 by 100. For the record, you can make your tooltip box look however you want. You know, I'm going to go for something that's pretty bland, but spend as much time as you want to make it look cool. You'll notice this blue circle in the middle of the panel, and what we can actually do is click and drag this to the bottom left corner, so that our pivot position will be down there. And this will be useful because what we eventually want is for this box to follow our mouse as we move around. And so if you see how my mouse is positioned right now, this is how it would look now that it's at that corner. If we left it in the middle, it would look kind of like this, and you would actually be blocking the thing you were trying to get a tooltip of. So just keep that in mind. And with that, we're done with the tooltip box for now. Let's actually right click on it and go down to UI and add our text object. And what I'm going to use is Text Mesh Pro, which is a higher quality text object. You'll get a pop-up asking if you want to import the essentials, which we do. So we'll select Import Text Mesh Pro Essentials. Should take a second. And once that's done, you'll have this new game object, and I'm going to rename this to Tooltip Text. What we want to do now is, once again, expand the anchor preset. And for the text object, we'll actually hold Alt and select the bottom rightmost option. When we do that, you'll notice that it actually stretched itself to our parent's width and height, which is great. But if you look in the game view, the text is actually a little bit too close to the edge. So let's put a little bit of margins in. And what we can do is, in our rect transform under our text object, we could put in values like 15 in the left, 10 from the top, 15 in the right, and 10 from the bottom. And now you get just a little bit of cushion along the sides. We can then come down to our Text Mesh Pro component, and once again, you can style this however you'd like, but what I'm going to do is set the font style to bold. I'll set the font size to auto size, and for alignment, I'll center it vertically and horizontally. And so with this setup, as you start to type out a longer sentence, you'll notice that it actually shrinks down on its own, which may or may not be your desired functionality, but I'm going to leave it like this for now as it's just easier. And with that, we're done setting up our objects. And we're actually ready to create our first script, which is going to be our Tooltip Manager. So let's right click on our assets folder and go to Create C# Script and call this Tooltip Manager. We can then click and drag the script onto our tooltip box, and we'll double click it to open it up. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is actually import a new using statement, so we can use the Text Mesh Pro library. And to do that, we simply want to say at the top, using TM Pro. Capitalization matters here. And so what we want to do is actually use the singleton pattern so that there's only one tooltip manager at a time, and we can reference this class from other scripts in our scene. And so to do this, it's pretty simple. We just want to say public static, and then the name of the current class, so Tooltip Manager. And by convention, we'll call this underscore instance. To initialize this, we actually want to create our awake method, so we'll say void awake. And in here, we want to do a check and say if our instance is not equal to null, and our instance does not equal this being a current iteration of our Tooltip Manager. What this means is that there already exists a Tooltip Manager in the scene, and so if one was to get created again, this is when the check would happen, and it would fail. And so what we want to do is actually destroy this .GameObject. We're basically ensuring there can only ever be one Tooltip Manager. Otherwise, if one doesn't exist, and this is the first time it's being created, then we simply want to say instance is equal to this. If you're completely lost on what this is doing, don't worry too much. Just know that we only want one tooltip manager, and this is how we do it. Anyway, with that out of the way, we can move on to our next reference, which is going to be our text component we want to capture. This is why we're using the Text Mesh Pro package, and we'll say public Text Mesh Pro UGUI, and we'll call this text component. And before we forget, let's come back to our editor and click on our tooltip box. And now under our tooltip manager, we see a text component field. Let's click and drag our tooltip text into this field, and you'll see it grabs the component off of it. In our start method, we want to make sure our mouse is visible to the player. And so to do this, what we can say is cursor.visible is equal to true. And then we also want to default our game with the tooltip not showing. So we'll say GameObject, which is the tooltip box, .setActive is equal to false. In update, we want our tooltip box to follow our mouse position. And so what we can say is transform.position is equal to input.mousePosition. That's easy enough. And now we're almost done. We just want to create two new methods. And so for the first one, we can actually call this public void set and show tooltip. And we'll pass in a string message argument. And so here what we could say is GameObject.setActive is true. So we're enabling our tooltip. And then what we want to say is TextComponent.text is equal to our message. Conversely, we can create one more method where we're doing the opposite. So we could say public void hide tooltip with no arguments. And we'll say GameObject.setActive is false. So we're deactivating it. And then we're setting our TextComponent.text equal to string.empty. So at this point, we actually just need something to actually consume and call these set and hide tooltip methods that we just created. And to do that, let's create one more new script. So we'll go to Assets, right-click, and create a C# script called Tooltip. And we'll open it up. This script's going to be really easy. We can get rid of start and update because we're not going to need those. And the only variable we're going to need is a public string message that we can tweak from the inspector. And then we're just going to need two methods. So the first one's going to be void OnMouseEnter, which is a default Unity method. And we're only going to need one line in here. We simply want to say tooltipManager.instance.set and show tooltip. And we'll pass in our message variable. And then on the flip side, what we can say is void OnMouseExit and do the exact same thing, tooltipManager.instance, but instead this time we want to say hide tooltip. And that's going to be it for this script as well. So now, let's say we wanted to add a tooltip to this coin object in our scene. We can drag our tooltip script onto the game object, and it will ask you to put in a message. So we could just say this is a coin. And at this point, if you tried running the game, when you hover your mouse over the coin, nothing shows, and you might be wondering why. Well, with this approach, OnMouseEnter and OnMouseExit are triggered only when the game object in question has a collider and a rigid body. So whether you're in 2D or 3D, in this case, for our coin, what we want to add is a box collider 2D. It doesn't matter if it's a collider or a trigger, you can do it with either. And then we also want a rigid body. And since this is a 2D game in my case, I'll use rigid body 2D. And I'll just make sure that the gravity scale is set to 0 so that it's not being pulled down with gravity. But now if we were to play the game, if we hover our mouse over, you'll notice that a tooltip shows up with our correct message, and as soon as we move off the coin with our mouse, it disappears. And so that's really all there is to it. You can go ahead and attach this tooltip script and set different messages for any of the game objects in your scene, and you can quickly set up different tooltips for the objects. Hope this helps you out, and the last thing you want to do is make sure you subscribe, or else.